What's up everyone, my name is Sulaiman and today I'm going to be talking about the stimulus package that Congress is still discussing. They still haven't approved anything. It's been months since they approved the stimulus package, since the massive $2 trillion around March. And we're going to be talking about what they're discussing, how much money are we going to be getting for unemployment benefits? Are we going to be getting the stimulus check? Is state government going to get some funding? Alright, so let's get into some of the details on why the two parties can come to a bipartisan agreement for this package. So the first main thing is what they're calling it, a liability issue. The Democrats actually want to include in the package where employees can sue their employers, like businesses, some schools, and healthcare providers, because while they were working, they contracted the virus and they want to sue their employer. And now the Republicans are actually, they want to exclude this from the bill. They want to protect businesses, and they actually want to create like a shield for them so they don't get sued. And they're thinking of somewhere around 18 to 24 months where they protect these businesses so they don't get sued. That is one of the first main issues. The next big issue, what they can't agree on, is the Democrats want to fund state and local governments. As you all know, the governments are probably broke right now. They paid a lot of money for all these different programs. They had to pay billions of dollars for unemployment benefits and all other things so they can keep the economy running smoothly. But the Republicans, on the other hand, they're not interested in this idea. They think that probably the money's going to be wasted. They already provided a lot of money. The next thing is the stimulus check. Remember, we got $1,200 stimulus checks for almost every single person that was working with a qualified income. And the Democrats actually want something similar. The Republicans are also interested in giving some money, probably not as much. So far, they've come to an agreement around the $600 mark per person. And some senators like Bernie Sanders are thinking we should pay $1,200 stimulus checks. That is actually still open for discussion. I still don't know what they're going to come to an agreement on. But the Republicans did say that if they want to give $1,200 stimulus checks to each American, then they do not want to give funding for state and local governments. So it's either or. They want the Democrats to pick or choose which one they want to go for, and they'll come to an agreement on that. Alright, so those are all the things that they haven't come to an agreement on. They're still going to be discussing that. They gave themselves another week and they're paying themselves. They just passed something recently so that Congress could have another week for negotiation, and Trump signed that into law. They're going to be paid. Wonderful for them. They're getting their money, but none of the Americans are getting anything right now. So the things that they have agreed upon so far is the unemployment benefits. They're actually going to give $300 per week for the state benefits. You remember, you're probably getting paid $600 per week, and now they're going to reduce that to $300 per week. The unemployment benefits are going to run out at the end of this year. So the state benefits that they're going to approve is only going to be for 4 more months. So basically, you're going to be getting for 16 more weeks times $300 per week. You can do the math. I think it's $4,800. The next thing is they're approving $300 billion for small businesses. Now, you know, they had a lot of programs going on. They were giving out money, loans to businesses, since they were also broke. They didn't have any income coming in, so they can pay off all their bills and they pay their employees. So they're going to approve $300 billion more for businesses. How nice for them. And the last thing the two parties have come to an agreement upon is providing $35 billion to healthcare providers. So actually, recently, the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, proposed a bill for like $916 billion to Nancy Pelosi. And the details included providing state and local governments funding. It also provided the liability protections that we talked about before for businesses so they don't get sued. And it also included providing $600 stimulus checks to many Americans. But what it did not include was the unemployment benefits that you receive each week for potentially $300 to $600. That will not be included, and the Democrats actually rejected that. So, you know, the two parties are still discussing something that they could agree upon. It seems like they're just playing games with each other. You know, one proposes something, the other rejects it. The other proposes something, the other rejects it. It's like they want nothing to get approved. So basically, everyone is suffering. No money is coming in. We just hit home, not even work. The deadline for this is December 18. They keep pushing it back. They keep giving themselves more time. So hopefully something gets approved, and we'll make another video for then to see what has happened. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can watch more of my content.